All right, guys, we are back live again, and we've changed some things up. So hopefully it'll be a little bit better for you guys, and we'll go from there, and see what happens.
Yeah,
So
we tried to get fancy, and we're gonna get fancy again, but it just didn't quite work out. As far as I guess we blew Sparklight's bond. You know, they're not 2021. They don't understand what's going on. So anyway, that's my. I'll shut up.
no, that's good. And so for anybody who missed it, we did have Jason Bieler on. We also had Darryl Saunders on.
Yeah,
I'm kind of looking here to make sure that we are live.
yeah, we are. We got. Yeah, I can see it. We're live.
Okay, I can't see nothing. So on this end, at least. And right now, we're going to give it a minute or two to see if we can get some of these people back in.
Yeah, guys, thank y'all for joining back in. I think I can see a few y'all are back in the stream. We appreciate y'all jumping back on with us. I know that's a pain in the ass when you lose the stream like that. But if you could, once again, if you could share the stream, hit the like button, you know, the whole damn thing, man. We got the stars tab down there as well too. So
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
If you like to contribute to the show, help us support the show, the radio app, and all of that. You're more than welcome to hit that star button. 1 star is a penny. So we're not asking to break the bank, and we're not asking you to make it to where we can stop working our regular jobs. We're just looking for a little support. Plain and simple.
Yeah. There we go. What's up, Wanda? What's up, Ron? Ronnie.
Yeah,
What's
Ronnie.
up? What's up, Alexandria? Man, thank y'all so much for sticking with us. It's a pain in the ass to do that shit. All right, Kevin, let's keep the show rolling, man.
All right. So we got Reid Henry sitting backstage, and we are going to bring him in right now. Reid, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. Now that we're hopefully not dropping as many frames and moving on about business, so now we get a chance to talk to you. And we were talking off the air for a minute or two. A big fan of everything that you've been a part of. My
That's
Darkest Days, Dead Set Society. Now doing your solo stuff. So tell me a little bit about, since you've been in the business. What do you think some of the differences are between when you started into the business and where you're at now?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I started 12 years ago, more 15 years ago. So it's changed. The whole landscape has changed. The way people consume music has changed. When I started playing guitar, people put a circular disc in a slot and would listen to music that way. So things are completely, I'm sure you also did.
That's like explaining an 8-track, back in like the 90s to somebody. It's like explaining a CD now. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it hurts and it's funny at the same time.
it's great. Yeah, it's a beautiful mix of cringe and nostalgia.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so I mean, the industry's changed. Certainly, I'm excited about change. I like change. I think change is growth, and I think that you can armchair it and decide whether something's good or bad. But at the end of the day, there are people making history and people not making history, and I think at the end of the day, it comes out in the wash that way. So you can try and contribute and make a contribution and try and shape that landscape. And leave your mark or whatever, make your mark, as they say. So I've always just tried to have a positive spin on the way music industry has changed, and take advantage of the changes in the landscape and changes in the technology, not only just musically, and use that to inform maybe musical choices, but also just as like how to market music and how to I guess reach people.
I hope people just listen to that last statement or all of that, thought he just put out there, because we've been screaming that for a while now, right? People complain all the time about nobody buys music anymore, and that does suck. Spotify reimbursements suck, but the trade-off there is the exposure, the distribution, and the amount of people that you can reach. And like you said, adapting to the new technology and learning how to manipulate your way through it and grow an audience. And then, maybe you don't sell a CD for $20 anymore, but you can sell a ton of shirts or bring more people into your live shows, right? For a concert ticket price, or right. So I think that's what you're referring to. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, totally.
I think a lot of new artists need to hear that, because they maybe don't quite get that yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's if you approach it from a negative perspective, I don't think you're gonna get as much out. That being said, I didn't like start playing music to be rich or to like make a career or anything. I just kind of like, I don't know, maybe used it to rebel or something, or I don't know, maybe to spite my parents. But
All of those things, right? And to
yeah, exactly.
have airplanes and private jets and
Oh
yachts
yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
for
So
sure, for sure, of course. But
So
yeah, when you sit down as an artist to make music, and when you set out to gosh, I never really like decided to do it. Really, I guess I did when I left my parents' house and moved to a rehearsal. There's a place that we were living in. It's like you could rehearse anytime. It's called Rehearsal Factory in the city, and I was like 19, and was fortunate to move next door to the My Darkest Days guys who. Our singer Matt, as you may know, his brother also plays in 3 Days Grace. At the time, they had some success, of course. So we were, I was just super fortunate to get to meet those guys and to learn as much as I have from them and from that set of circumstances. I was never really chose a path in music. It just kind of was always what I did. So very lucky to be around super talented people that were very, very skilled.
awesome. So tell us a little bit about your solo end of it. Your first single was Monster, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Which we're going to get the pleasure of hearing here in just a few minutes. And now you're on to a single that we are actually playing on our radio station, our radio app. It's called Blind. So tell me a little bit about getting into, jumping in feet first on your own stuff.
Yeah. Well, gosh, I've always made music, so it didn't really feel like much of a departure for me. Like when, the beginning of 2020 set in, and we were all sort of stuck home. I sort of just like did what I was gonna do anyway, I guess, in a lot of ways, which was just like make music in my studio, which, yeah, I mean, it definitely with a different intensity and with a different intention, but really, you know, excited about all of the songs that I've got kind of going on. I think the biggest difference between now and anything else I've always done is I feel like for the first time I'm not worried about what, like, I forgive songs more now than I think I ever have. I was always just trying to like chalk stuff up and like hold one song up to another, and is this like, good enough for this or that or whatever. Like now I think there's a lot more, I'm liberated in a lot of ways as a writer and as an artist, and I'm not worried about whether something's going to get 10 million streams or 1 million stream or no streams. Like I'm kind of more at peace than I've ever been. I think that's just from doing it for so long, I guess. I don't know.
I got you.
Yeah, that takes some experience, I think, right? To be able to, like you're saying, like not worried about so much what it's going to do, but just does it make you feel something, or is the quality there?
Exactly. Yeah. And just stuff that I think my new metric is going to be like, if I'm going to be proud of it in 10 years or cringe at it in 10 years, should I do this?
That's right.
It's going to be like my bracelet.
If only the disco people would have thought that way.
Yes, exactly. Like, don't do that.
Don't. No, so bad. Yeah. Except for the Bee Gees, though. The Bee Gees somehow made it through. I don't know how they did it.
True. Well, great songs. Great songs.
Yeah.
I said it earlier. Great
right.
songs will transcend genre. And what a great conversation you guys were having. I had the pleasure of definitely enjoying the beginning of your show, and I'm so grateful to be here. It's good times. So thank you very much for having me.
Thanks, man.
No, and that's the thing with us is, and we've crossed it several times, that we don't care about the genre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're here to promote music, and the whole thing is it doesn't matter what you play, as long as you're happy playing it, and there's people listening to it. Who the hell cares about everybody else's opinion? So
yeah, man, absolutely.
So you want to roll into Monster for us, and
yeah,
I'm more excited about an acoustic set on this than I am anything else. So
Kevin, not to interrupt, but make sure you click his audio thing because it'll jack it up if not.
Cool.
I will do it right now.
And then,
yep. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, We should be good.
It's easy to see through and hold on, let you down. I feel pain, I feel numb, the monster I've become. I feel dead, I feel cold, I think I'm better off alone. So run away, take yourself, and there's nothing left to no one else. I feel pain, I feel numb, I hate the monster I've become. Look up, reach out, slow, take it, can't feel it, consume me, give it, and breathe out. Hold on, let you down. I feel pain, I feel numb, I hate the monster I've become. I feel dead, I feel cold, I think I'm better off alone. So run away and save yourself, before there's nothing left and no one else. I feel pain, I feel numb, I hate the monster I've become. Empty on the inside, broken, I don't know. So long, now it's too late. There's nothing left of me. I feel fake, I feel numb, I hate the monster I've become. I feel dead, I feel cold, I think I'm better off alone. So run away, save yourself, for there's nothing left to no one else. I feel fake, I feel numb, I hate the monster I've become. The monster I've become.
Nice.
Man.
So I've seen you quite a few times on doing your own live streams of playing the music and things like that. And I think the first time I saw it or saw you do it was I actually was scrolling through and I just recently liked your page or something, and you were actually doing porn star dancing. I'm like, whoa, wait a second, let me go back for a minute. But that's one of those like porn star dancing. We do. I work for a fight company, and my buddy does all the music. He always plays that song during the some point during the fights, but I won't let him play anything other than the version with Ludacris in it. So that's good stuff, man.
Yeah, man, that was awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I stripped it down more than I usually. I typically like jam with. I have a couple of different drum machines I play with, some tracks that I've made that I do. But it's sometimes it's fun to just jam and not dress it up too much.
I get it. So if somebody's looking for Reid Henry, where can they find him?
Yeah, definitely. My website's reidhenrymusic.com. I'm on Spotify and all of the various streaming services and stuff. And I'm on Facebook. Reid, it's Reid David Henry. That's my other handle. On all of the socials, of course. And I actually have a live stream concert that I'm going to be performing on January 23rd, which is on my Facebook as well. So check that out if you haven't, for sure.
Awesome. Well, Reid, I want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And
hey, when life gets back to normal, and people are touring again and music's happening again, can you give us like a soft commitment of somewhere in the Biloxi area to come through and jam some shit?
Totally,
right,
man. I love me some Biloxi, dude. It's been too long.
Okay. All right, we're gonna hold you to that. That's on video. We'll replay that when we see
back.
I did tell him it was the first time I saw him was with My Darker Stays and Hinder at the Hard Rock. And it was actually a date night, and I got so damn wasted. Michelle had to sit on my lap on the chair so I wouldn't get up and do anything stupid.
Those days are gone, Kevin. Those days
They are,
behind you.
But those stories are fun to tell now. So what an idiot I was. Well, Reid, thank you so much, and good luck, and hopefully we can get you back on the show again in the future.
I hope so. Thank you so much for having me, guys. Take care.
All right, man.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
Bye-bye.
Dude, that was cool,
so
man.
that was good. So
I hate the stupid internet. The stupid internet, man. Like,
I know, right?
All everything about it. It's good and it's bad, you know?
So now we're going to keep it rolling, man. Like I said, we got a loaded show, and we have Matt from Ashes to New ready to hop in the show with us. And Matt, how are you?
What is up? How you doing?
Good, man. Welcome to the show, and thank you for.
Looks like it's lagging. Does it seem like it's lagging to you?
A little bit, but that's an issue that we have, man. It's we call it part of the COVID virus, so we're just gonna roll with it, man. Everybody can hear what you're saying, but yeah, it's a little laggy, but that's okay. We're gonna power through it.
You guys aren't laggy at all. That's pretty crazy. I'm gonna try not to look at myself because that's just gonna confuse me.
I hear you. So first of all, I want to say thank you for agreeing to do the show. So here's another story that I have from my music travelings and stuff. So a couple years ago, From Ashes to New was with In Flames, Breaking Benjamin, and Five Finger Death Punch, playing the Mississippi Coast Coliseum in Biloxi.
Yep.
And I happened to walk. It was the first time I got to see you guys live. I walked in, and you guys had already been on the stage, and I was absolutely amazed with the live show. And so I was like, well, shit, I'm up here in the seats. Let me see what strings I can pull. And by the time you guys were done, I was already sitting like 4 rows back watching you guys live on stage. And it was just an absolute pleasure and great experience to see your live show.
Thanks, man. I think we all miss it, right? I think it's just like one of them scenarios where I'm living vicariously through you, living through your past experiences, man. It's like we're in like some Inception type Matrix thing going on right now.
Right. So tell me, From Ashes to New has some new stuff out or released last year. Now with Panic, you had Panic on there, and Panic's turned into one of my favorite videos because of the story that you guys put on the front of that video of what it took to get that video to shoot in the middle of all of that COVID starting and all of that. Can you kind of run us down how hard it was to get that video done?
Yeah, it was madness. We just had the rest of our tour canceled. We were out with Skillet, and that tour it came 2 dates shy of finishing, and we had to cancel it. And we had plans to do that music video with a live audience before that, and that was going to be in New York City, of course. And it was like one of the first places that was shut down for everything that happened with COVID. So, yeah, man, it was just kind of moving pieces. It was like a speed game of chess there for a second, trying to figure out where to put the pieces and what we were going to do to get this music video shot for the song that we, you when you're an artist, you can feel it when you know you got the song, you know what I mean? And that's how we felt with that song. Like we just knew we had it, so we knew we had to get content for it. So it was wild, man. I mean, there was no restaurants were open. There was like one hotel open in the entire. We went to Rochester, New York, instead of New York City, and shot in a. Ironically, it was not Comcast, but it was a cable building, and it was like a call center for a cable company. And I say ironically because I used to work for a cable company before my band got signed. So I was a technician, but we were in the call center and we just wrecked the whole call center. And I'm just like, again, like going back to living vicarious, I just thought about like all of my colleagues that I used to work with. They're just probably thinking like, man, like what I wouldn't give to like one day just walk in the shop and do exactly what Matt did for the Panic music video shoot.
Dude, that's a great story right there. God, everybody can relate to that shit.
Yeah, that's why we did it too. You know, it's like, what's your version of Panic, right? Because everyone's got like their own version of Panic. And obviously right now, I think everyone's got kind of the same version of Panic. But, you know, at that point, it was like everyone's got their own version of Panic. And I'm like, well, how do we describe that? I'm like, I don't know. A lot of people work in the office. Why don't we just destroy one? You know, like, I mean, how cathartic. And honestly, it was like one of the most cathartic things I've ever done in my life was just wrecking everything in sight.
That's like a real life version of Half Baked at the, you know, when he gets fired and he's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool, but fuck you and I'm out. But you just tore everything up. So that's awesome.
Who's coming with me?
That's right. That's right.
So I got to ask the new single "Scars That I'm Hiding," which we actually have our own radio station. As once again we can point up the Sound 228 radio app. We're spinning that, and along with Panic and a few others from Ashes to New. So tell me a little bit about "Scars That I'm Hiding."
I mean, we keep our songs kind of open-ended, right? And I kind of want to get into more like what it means to people is what it may necessarily mean to us. Because I think that everyone has that song, right, that they pull from, it's like, oh, that's me. That's exactly how I feel. And Panic really hit that chord with a lot of people. And I think Scars That I'm Hiding is doing the same because it really is giving people the voice to say, okay, I've got these scars, whether they're emotional or they're physical, and I shouldn't be afraid of them because they define my character. They define who I am, and they let me move past them, and they're a building block to the future me. And, you know, I don't know that I've met anybody, unless like a newborn, that doesn't have that, you know, trait, that doesn't have some sort of scar that defines who they are.
Absolutely. Oh,
yeah.
I can dig that. And I mean, everybody will read into it a little bit differently. So that's cool.
I mean, that's kind of the broad story of it, right? Is we've got these shadows that follow us around. We've got like these skeletons in the closet or whatever it is. You know, if you've been in a domestic abuse relationship type thing, or you know, a past with drug addiction or alcohol addiction or those types of things. Those are all different types of scars that we all have, and I think that's what makes us all unique. But at the same time, it makes us all relate to each other and a lot of the same.
So we're in this pandemic era, and at one point everybody's like, all right, we're getting back to live shows here soon. And then things have started back up again, you know, just kind of running. We don't really know what's going on, where it's going, and how long it's going to be. But have you guys kind of teased around or toyed around at looking at doing any shows in 2021 as far as tours or anything like that?
Everyone like tries to be optimistic, right? And I even said to my one buddy today, I said, at what point does optimism become naivety? And I hate to say that because I'm a very optimistic person, but you know, I spent all 2020 being optimistic we were going to return to tour sometime in that year. So I'm not going to get my hopes up for anything. I'm not also going to say that nothing's going to happen, because we are talking about things happening. And I think a lot of bands are. But nobody knows. You know, it's been a moving target since March of 2020, and I don't think that the target has stopped moving. So once it slows down a little bit, we'll have more of an idea. And I think at this point, we're going to stay out of venues. I know that there's venues open in certain states across the country, and they've got restrictions, and some states do and some states don't. And it's just weird. I think at this point, we're going to stay away from it until it becomes, you know, unless it becomes gets to the point where we can't eat, and then obviously you got to do something, you know what I mean?
Right.
But right now, man, it's just roll with the punches and wait for that target to slow down, and hopefully we can get back out there. I'm
gonna tell you this. I mean, and Michelle said it right here. I'm gonna pop it up with just the frustration and needing live music, because I can tell you right now, when you guys are ready to play out, we want to find a way of getting you guys back into Biloxi.
I love it down there. We funny story about Biloxi, man. We always end up staying at the same Holiday Inn Express on the strip right down there by the beach for some reason. And I don't know why, but I guess it's because maybe they let our bus park in the parking lot. I don't know what it is. But normally I don't sleep in there. The last time we were in there was a huge cockroach. And they have this janky elevator. And I can remember we were there. Where did we play? We played the arena. I don't think we played the arena twice. So I want to say that we were at a different venue in Biloxi at one point, or we just stopped there. We may have just stopped there on the way through.
Right.
But the first time we stopped there, I can remember this janky elevator. And I'm like, man, someone is going to die in this elevator. And then we came back like 2 years later, and the same elevator is still as janky as it ever was,
unrepaired, no maintenance.
Yep. So like that is going to be my permanent memory of Biloxi is that janky elevator in the Holiday Inn Express.
Well, hopefully we can make it a little bit better the next time you come back. We'll make some phone calls to try to get that elevator fixed or get you to somewhere else. Yeah.
Put a little grease on that thing and fix it up.
Something. Yeah.
Maybe we can get you into one of the casinos to stay.
Yeah, dude. Everybody that came down there the last time went to a casino, I believe. I ended up chilling back. I was actually we were working on finding the producer for this album, Panic, and I was on the phone with producers like in the hotel room the entire time. Everyone's out just gambling and blowing all their money, and here I am, Mr. Business, trying to get this record that we're currently talking about done. So yeah, I guess a lot of history in Biloxi. Huh? Look at that.
I like we'll take it. We want to make more. So
hell yeah, man.
But yeah, no, talking about being the business person, every band's got to have that business person. Unfortunately, it's not all sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I mean, there's business that has to be done, and it's a tough part of the band part of it to keep that business rolling as a business.
Yeah, 100%. If you're terrible with money, you might as well forget about it.
I got one question, Kevin. I don't know where we're at on time here. I've completely lost track of all that. But one thing I'd like to know, our audience right now is, we deal with hopefully a lot of like up and coming artists as far as like people that watch the show that are starting bands or just getting out there. What's one thing that you can tell them from your experience, like to go from like your hometown and then branching out, and especially like you mentioned earlier with COVID and then also we talk about it all the time, like utilizing technology right now, whether it be live streaming, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Like, how do they make that transition? Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I think so. I think the first thing is you got to pick a goal, right? I mean, and I think that's the way that it is with anything in life. And we'll go back to the target. We'll go back to the target analogy and say you can't just keep throwing darts all over the place and hope one of them sticks. And I think that a lot of people in local music do that. And I think that another thing that I've seen, and I was in local bands for years, another thing that I've seen is also being a little too headstrong if you're a local musician. You could always learn, right? And that's one of the things that I really, really took to heart. When I would play with a lot of national artists in my local scene, I would actually learn from them and go, okay, what can I do to fix what I'm doing? The problem a lot of the times is you can't find a lot of like-minded people in a very small area, right? So pick your goal. Don't be too headstrong. Be willing to learn. And again, it's first impression is everything. So if you don't love it, nobody else will. And I always tell people that all the time. Like, you have to love what you're doing, because it may not be transparent the way that we view it with our eyes, but the way that we view everything, especially in music with our hearts, is very transparent. And that's what makes music so special, is it speaks to people on a different level than just talking to people like we are right now. So be true to yourself, be true to your art, and just believe in what you're doing. And if it sounds like shit, just remember that you can continue to make it sound better.
When you say like pick your goal, do you mean like, am I doing this just for myself, like at home, or is this like pot committed? This is my life and my career. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think when we pick goals, we have to commit ourselves, right? So like when I started From Ashes to New, I didn't necessarily commit myself to saying I was going to be a big international artist or anything like that. I just committed myself to saying that I'm going to write songs that I'm really proud of. And it wasn't really to write songs to put out into the ether and hope that I was going to get a record deal. I was actually past that point in my mind. I had tried for years in local bands, and I had tried to bring these guys along with me, and like, just the stress. And I know that anyone that's in a local band goes through that stress, and anyone that's in a national or international band goes through that stress. It's just the way that it works. So I had tried for years and years and years to do this. And it wasn't until I really stopped trying and really just focused more on being happy with my art that I was actually able to break that boundary down and get over that hump.
I've listened to a lot of people answer that question, whether it be people that we talk to or just like documentaries of big artists of all genres, and that is a common theme. You're right. Like, stop caring about all the other shit and just write something that you're proud of, that you feel, because if you feel it, then hopefully somebody else will feel the same way. And if they don't, so be it, because you did what you needed to do.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's, it doesn't get any easier once you break into the industry, because then you got a lot of people who are really expecting a lot of things from you.
Yeah, then you have to do it.
Yes. And that's why people will be like, hey, like, wow, their first record was their best record ever. And I'm not necessarily saying that about me, but I'm saying that about a lot of artists, right? And it's like, well, because when you're creating that first record 9 times out of 10, there's nobody looking over your back telling you that you need to write inside this small little box. Like, you're just creating art. And I think that that's one thing that I've always tried to maintain focus on, is that I'm just creating art. And I've like everybody else, I've strayed off the path, and I'm like, well, we got to get this song. This has got to be the song that we're doing, because if we don't, then we don't get our advance, and we don't get the record, and we don't, you know what I mean? And it's like, for me now, like, hindsight, I'm never doing that again. It's always just going to be for the art.
Y'all better listen to that, audience out there. I mean, whether it's the podcast or the live stream, listen to what he just said, because that's worth its weight in gold, man.
Absolutely. Well, Matt, I can tell you this. So I don't know why I'm asking you this, but if somebody wanted to find From Ashes to New on social media or whatever, what are they looking for?
From Ashes to New. We're the only one in the world, so I mean, it's anywhere you go. I think the only place we're not on is Parler, but I may be wrong. Someone may have created that account. We may exist there too. But everything is From Ashes to New, except for, I think, TikTok. I think someone took that name.
Bastards.
So, yeah. I think we may be like, I don't even know what we are on TikTok. Just go to TikTok and type in From Ashes to New. I'm sure you'll find us somehow.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. These kids nowadays, man, they're savvy. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're there. I'll tell you that. We are there.
Well, that's good, man. That's good. When we get things back to normal, like Kevin mentioned earlier, hopefully we can get y'all to Biloxi, man. We'd love to make that happen.
Oh, man, I'm so down. I'm gonna get some gambling on, go to the beach for a little bit. I haven't been out to the beach at all. I was actually sick when I was there. That's another thing I remember. When I was on the Five Finger Death Punch tour, I had some sort of stomach bug. So, man, a lot of memories in Biloxi, man. I have to come back and maybe make a couple good ones.
There you go. Let me ask you for a prediction. If everything goes right with COVID, as far as meaning the vaccine rolls out like it should, and hopefully we can kind of hopefully put it behind us, but even if not, if we can just kind of get back to some sense of normalcy, do you think that the music fanatics are going to be just coming out in droves for live shows? Because I think they're going to be. I think it's going to be like a whole new appreciation. Do you want
a short answer or a medium or a long answer on this one?
I mean, however you feel like rolling, man, we're here.
All right. So I think it's going to be whatever the media tells people.
Oh,
unfortunately, I think that's the answer here. And I'm not saying that that's what everybody's going to do. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that a lot of the times it's really like, if the media goes, hey, it's safe, go out to the concert venues, then you get the Twitter sphere, and the Twitter sphere is going, oh, it's safe, we can go out to the music venues. So really, I don't think that it's going to really depend on the individual. It's going to depend on what people consume. And I think that's the headache that we've kind of got into nowadays, is it's all about consumption. And, I think that's the sad part of it, is it's going to really rely on that. And, but I think once the all clear is there, then yes, everybody is going to just freaking swarm it. It's going to be insane.
Yeah. What that was the answer that we needed, not the answer that we wanted, right?
Hey, man,
That's true.
I'm all about
That's
facts
true.
and truth, my man. I ain't out here talking about anything that's not true. I don't like spreading a bunch of bullshit around. I live in the middle of Amish country. There's enough bullshit out there. I don't need it in here.
Yeah. I think the fanatics are going to be there regardless, but I think you're right overall, man. That's actually unfortunately correct. So, man, we appreciate you jumping on here with us tonight. This has been fun. I can only imagine what it'd be like if we were all in person hanging out in the studio. So this was cool.
Yeah, right.
One of these days, my man, one of these days we'll be back at it. We'll do it. We'll make it happen. It'll be a lot of fun.
I love it, man. We appreciate your time.
We'll make it happen, and you make it happen on your end. It'll happen at some point.
Hell yeah, man. Your studio looks a lot better than mine.
Oh, no. Hold up. So that's how. Let me see if I
got a green screen. Are you doing
it, Kevin?
So
Do it, Kevin.
Yeah. So yeah. See there.
Ah!
I was like, damn, he's got some. He's legit in there, man. All right.
Nope. Totally internet bullshit.
Oh, there it is. Because I'm actually in my studio right now, and I'm like, man, he's got me beat up. He's got the guitars and everything. Like, real nice.
Hey, the Coors Light sign is real though. Like, give it up for Coors Light. That's for real.
I was actually hoping that was a green screen option, man. Like, I'm like, I hope that I get a Miller in the back. Maybe we get a Beer Wars.
Oh,
nice. Yeah, there you go.
I heard you say. I'm just, man, damn.
But hell yeah, guys! I appreciate you guys having me, man. And like I said, once we get back at it, Biloxi's definitely on the list, man.
All right.
Okay, man.
Look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hell yeah,
We
appreciate you.
it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Take care. All right. So,
dude, that was fun.
Dude, it's been one hell of a show, and it went by pretty quick. But unfortunately, we did hear from some of the people. Chad wasn't able to get on, and because Belux is opening up on Friday, Vanessa was unable to get onto the show tonight to share some stories about our wonderful friend Joey. But I do want to still play that video.
Okay, if we do that though, remember we lost our ability to not make it. It may sound kind of jacked up, You can screen share it with your audio if you want, but you have to go.
No. Don't you have it right here into your solo? Can you put it into your screen just like what we were doing?
Oh yeah. Okay, I forgot. Yeah, just because I canceled the other thing doesn't mean I lost that. You're right.
Right. So if you go to
Yep. I'm on it.
And it's down at the very bottom of the list. So okay. I'll explain it to everybody who's listening. So a couple days ago, a gentleman who is from the Gulf Coast area and was with a lot of bands here in the Gulf Coast, was the lead singer of Atom Ship on Wind Up Records, was the lead singer of Paper Cut Massacre on Wind Up Records. Had just released some new stuff with Paper Cut Massacre, also a member of My Hero the Villain down here, passed away a few days ago. And we were hoping to get some of his friends on this show. Didn't happen, but maybe the next show on the 21st, we will get it. But we did have somebody share a video the other day that I really wanted to be to get onto the show tonight, and it's an acoustic version of Joey singing. Which one was it? Down Here. And it's with Nate, who, let's see, 2009. So 11 years ago. 12 years ago, almost 11 years ago. It was December of 2009. He passed away as well. So to have the opportunity to play this video and it features both of them, we want to be able to do that in remembrance of Joey and also remembrance of Nate. So here is Atom Ship. It's live from some radio station. I'm not sure where, but here it is. And you are watching the sound.
Shadows look so good together down here. I'm the wrong flower, so strangely cold. blowing through my hair. It's alright, 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 alright. Finding the song. Alright, 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 alright. Finding the song. Alright, 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 alright. Just away just away close my eyes, staring at the moon. And the way you felt so strangely shining down by the sun. Alright, 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 alright. Finding it's all alright, 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 alright. Finding it's all alright, 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 alright. Drift away down here. Drift away down here. Drift away.
Man, that's killer.
Yeah, good stuff there. And all I can say is rest in peace, Joey.
I think Kevin, I think we need to. I know we had some stuff, like you said, happen with Chad and Vanessa falling through. I think we need to kick this back to another show and really dive into that.
No, yeah, the 21st is our next show. Would be a good opportunity to get them. Maybe we can get a little bit better plan. It was definitely unexpected and short notice to try to
correct.
Put it so life happens. When we'll move it. We'll do it another time. We'll do it on another show. So
there you go.
But a few things that we want to mention that we've got going on right now. I'm going to share my screen real quick and show our good friend at Fresh Baked Teas has opened up a shop for us. So you can see there we've got t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, flat bill, curved hats, and a beanie right now that is available to order. And it's very simple to order. All you have to do is go to freshbakedtees.com/the-sound-228. And you can order them there, and he'll definitely take care of you. And reasonable prices, so no price gouging, I promise you that. You can see there the t-shirts are $20, the hoodies are $35, and the hats are $25, and the beanies are $20. So we've got that as well. So
yeah. Yep. And we're working on getting that linked into our own website so you can just go to thesound228.com. It's just not up there yet. Thanks, Joe. Joe says it's dope merch, fellas. We appreciate that, man. And John Viller's in the comment section right here. He brings up a great point, Kevin, that kind of piggybacks on what we were saying earlier. We got 228 Day coming up. Excuse me.
Yes, absolutely.
Coming up. That's going to be February 28th. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a live, we're going to call it a meet and greet at the Juke Joint on Government Street right here in Ocean Springs. So if you're watching, if you're close enough to drive there, man, or if you're not close enough and you really want to be down and you want to come driving and hang out with us, because we want this to be like, especially now with this thing happening with Joey, like we want it to be just when someone passes like this, like, you know, you think about all the good times that you had with them, and then I see all these photos people are sharing from years back, man, like 10, 15 years, old CPR Fest, stuff like that. You realize, like, life just happens. Life flies by, and when somebody passes, that's when you kind of get that nostalgic feeling, happiness, regret, loss, sadness, love, all this stuff. Let's go on February 28th and let's celebrate all that stuff with all of us local musicians in the Juke Joint without having this tragedy of death, right, Kevin? I mean, that's what we want it to be. Like, I don't think we're going to schedule it like a hardcore set list of people playing. We want people to just come, show up, hang out, and just enjoy each other's company.
No, absolutely. And it's the community, and you forget about it sometimes until something like this that has happened with Joe. You forget how close the community can be as far as the local musicians and across the Gulf Coast and in the entire area. The stories that would have come out, and seeing everybody showing love towards each other regardless of what's going on, and that's what we want to do with it. What a lot of the things that we do, I'm a music fan. I don't play a musician. I don't play any instrument at all. I do my best sometimes, but it still sucks. But anyways, I'm not a musician, and I just love the music. I love the local music. I love the community music. I love that everybody it doesn't, like we were talking earlier, it doesn't matter the genre.
Nope.
You can go down Government Street in Ocean Springs and hear 6, 7, 8 different types of music being played and enjoy every single bit of it while you're bar hopping or restaurant hopping or whatever. And that's what we want to kind of do, is just get everybody together, have a good time for an evening, and throw some jams down. It doesn't matter what you're playing, what you're singing, and just have a good time. Michelle says it's her birthday on 2/27, which is a day early. So she says she's coming down to celebrate. So
now that's a long trip, right?
That is a long trip. New Jersey to Biloxi or to Ocean Springs. Yeah, that's a long trip. My birthday's 209. So we could do a lot of celebrating, and that's what we want to do, is just celebrate everything. Everything coast music needs to be done one night. Just blow it out.
Yeah, just hang out, man. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
And on top of that, I'll make the event invite on Facebook here this week, so we'll start getting that really blasted out of there. And one more thing that I know we wanted to talk about was the one and only, the sound candle. So
it's a hot ticket item, Kevin.
It is, and is Dirty Joe's?
That's right, Dirty Joe's Candle Company
in Bay St. Louis did these up for us. There's 3 flavors, and it all has to do with concerts. So you got your whiskey flavor, you got your weed flavor scent, and if you don't want to smell like a concert, you can smell vanilla. And
yeah, if you're not down with those 2 scents, then you can just be vanilla. That's and local music guys. That's Joseph Everett. So he's been in the local music scene for a long time. He's the guy running Dirty Joe's Candles, man. They got all kind of cool. Everything's like like a sexual innuendo with all the different candle scents and stuff. So it's super cool.
So you just go right there, the sound228.com, and hit shop.
That's right. And Kevin, can you tag Dirty Joe's in the comments? Like, if I do it through here, I don't think it'll actually tag them.
Yeah, I'll do my best here. Sure.
Just so they know. But yeah, man, the comment section, Mike, what's up, bro? Yeah, we'll get y'all some stuff over there in the store for sure. That's another thing we're going to be talking about on a future episode is the jam room that's coming up right over here in the D'Iberville area. A little, they've shared some stuff on Facebook, so I don't think I'm spoiling anything, but they're going to do some used gear and stuff like that. And we may have a big secret surprise reveal talking about the jam room. So we're not going to touch on that just yet, but it's coming. So
you know.
That's right. Oh, and Kevin, do you have that overlay for the text community? Real quick before we end the stream, I know we're coming up here on an hour, at least on this particular stream. But if you want to get all the information first, if you want to be in the know, you want to be backstage, you want to be VIP, the best way to do that is to text the sound to 228-641-1648. Once again, that's text the sound to 228-641-1648. And we're working on it. We're doing, sometimes we don't do so great, sometimes we do better, but we're going to break all of our new information, all of our latest to-dos is going to go through the text community first. That's your way of staying in the know. Like I said, VIP. It's actual text messages that come from myself or Kevin. We send them out. You respond back, and we get those text messages. So it's a direct communication line.
We actually have tickets to stuff to give away through that text community. We'll have tickets for the tribute concert that's going on over here in Pensacola. Coach tribute concert that's going to be like, I think 12 bands, 2 days, all tribute bands. So Motley Crue, Van Halen, the Eagles, Prince. So we'll have tickets to that. And we will have tickets to see Saliva April 24th at the Pine Belt Music Festival in Hattiesburg. So we'll have tickets for that to give away.
Hit that lineup real quick. What's that lineup real quick, Kevin?
So that lineup for the Pine Belt Music Festival, look, I'm going to close my eyes and see if I can remember this. So it is Saliva. It is Flaw. It is Framing Hanley.
One more.
Sons of Texas.
That's the one I wanted to hear.
And unfortunately, there are 2 other bands there that are, I believe, local community bands in Hattiesburg that I cannot remember the names off the top of my head. But that is happening April 24th. And the only way you'll be able to win tickets is get a part of this text community at 228-641-1648. Just text the sound to that number that you see on the screen right now and get yourself hooked up. Zarina said that's her birthday. So Zarina, if you want tickets to that, you got to text us.
Join the community. That's right. And I will see you, Zarina, on Saturday. We're going to be doing some live streaming out there from her business out there in Ocean Springs, the CBD store out there.
Your CBD store.
Yep. So, Kevin, do you think we hit all the high points tonight?
I think we hit all the high points. I think we even covered a little bit of the low points too. So I think we covered it all the way through.
Yeah. You guys don't realize, like, Kevin and I spent a good hour and a half before this stream, and I know like 3 hours the other night trying to set all this stuff up. Then we go live and the internet takes a shit all over us, and it didn't quite work out the way we wanted, but we adapted and overcame. So hopefully we appreciate y'all sticking with us though on all
Blue
that.
on Sparklight, and thank you AT&T.
Yeah, I get. Yeah. Because I was thinking like maybe it was the other program, but you're right because you're hosting it now. So who knows, man?
So it is what it is. But we thank you for hanging out with us tonight. The next show is January 21st. We'll have the band Ignite the Fire, which has a killer tune called Unstoppable, and they have another tune that was kind of like a rock anthem type tune. Echoes is going to be on there, and Sarah from World Music AM. Is going to be on with us talking about everything to do to help the unsigned artist battle the music industry. So
is that the email that we got? You already confirmed that?
Yeah, it's already confirmed. She's going to be with us January 21st. And
that's going to be good, man. That's going to be really good.
She's also the manager for Love to Hate. So
yeah, she saw when we mentioned her with Love to Hate on our end of the year stream and said, yeah, if you guys want me on there, I'll jump on there and talk. So I'm looking forward to that big time.
So Joe Alfano says, great job always, gents. Night, y'all. Joe, thank you. Reid Henry would not be on the show if Joe wouldn't have hooked that up. So
A lot of shit wouldn't be happening without Joe. Joe is down in the trenches, like fighting it hardcore, man. He's in every Facebook group that I've ever seen,
Right.
and promoting bands, just promoting bands. So guys, reach out to Joe, let him know about your stuff. Joe, we appreciate what you do, man. You're out there like I don't know, like special forces guy. You know what I mean?
So I'm going to see if I can pull this picture up. I'm going to put it in here real quick before we leave. Vanessa sent it to me. Somebody, I didn't get the name, but for her bar at Belux, that is a painting of Joey Culver that has been added to the bar at Belux. So very awesome job there. So
Hell yeah, man.
all right, we're out, man. Check out the new blog that Harmony's been doing on the website, sound228.com. Got one on there for about the ladies' night with Erica Fox, and then
That blog is awesome, by the way.
yes, and then later on this evening or tomorrow morning we'll have one on there for Reid Henry as well. She wrote a little review on Reid that we're gonna get up on the page tonight or tomorrow, depending on how I feel. But we'll get it taken care of. So check out the blog on the sound228.com. Guys, have a great night. Thank you very much for sticking around with us and checking everything out. And we'll talk to you again January 21st.
Can't wait.
Peace.